but I really feel that this sounds like lack of education and not to be harsh, potentially some poor sales acumen, because you want to make sure that you're adequately explaining the real reason and the real necessities around the backup, and why it needs to be included as part of an overall cybersecurity strategy. So really just kind of what I went through around the risk mitigation and that backup needs to be central and core to any program that you put out there. So a couple of different approaches that partners have told me that they use. The first approach was making an appointment with that customer. If you do QBRs, bringing this up at your next QBR, and to that QBR, you bring with you your new agreement contract that's based on, one of the new cybersecurity programs that makes the most sense for this customer. Maybe it's just the essentials, or maybe it is the advanced, depending on, how the risk exposure and risk tolerance of this lawyer is. But you really want to be honest and you want to be upfront, with your client, and you want to tell them, your job as a lawyer is to protect your clients, but my job as the MSP is to protect you. And so you're not letting me do my job by refusing to take my backup services. And I feel that you're not taking my job seriously as your trusted advisor when I bring you recommendations. So I need you to sign this new agreement for our new cybersecurity program that we're enrolling all of our clients into moving forward. We're standardizing on this new program. And if you feel that you're not able to sign this new agreement and you don't want to participate, then unfortunately, I can no longer keep you on as a client. But I'd be very happy to work with whoever you choose as your new MSP to transfer your account over to them. So they basically throw it back into the court of the client and let the decision to be his. But you ultimately have to bring it to a close. You don't want to let it linger, because you're going to continue to put yourself at risk and put the customer at risk. And the risk of ransomware is just way too high in this day and age. So kind of going back to, you need to have a minimum viable program that states your minimum standards. And then if you don't enforce these new standards, what you're doing is you're now exposing your business to unnecessary risk, and you're compromising your reputation, your business reputation, your livelihood, your employees' livelihood. Because if they won't work to meet your standards, then they don't respect you enough as their IT partner, and they're not going to be a good fit for your business. So just politely offer to move them over to someone else who will support their network. But it really just comes down to having the confidence to really stand by your standards. The second approach that I've had some partners take is they just go and they just send him a rate increase letter. They give him 60 or a 90-day notice, excuse me, really whatever is stated in your terms and conditions of your contracts. And they're telling him, we're increasing your fee to X, and it's basically covering whatever it is to include the cost of the backup. And then, in 60 or 90-day times, you just start sending them the bigger bill. And then, the partner that gave me this idea said, if they're not happy, politely tell them again that they're welcome to find another provider, and you will happily help with the transfer. But this is what the services are going to cost now, because all of your customers have to be on your backup, and it's your backup, the one that you're comfortable with. And so this approach, it might seem a little bit harsh, but the chances are they're likely not going to go out and seek someone else. But in either way, you just want to make sure you have the confidence to stand by your standards and not allow your customers to architect their own solution or refuse to take your services that you're recommending, because again, we're doing everything we can to safeguard, what we like to call their crown jewels.